Hey everybody, welcome to Mental Game Mechanics, where we discuss how you can achieve more, do more, and get more in your life using simple mental performance strategies that are going to shift your mindsets, shift your thinking patterns to help you achieve that edge in whatever it is that you're doing in your business, your life, or wherever we may apply this. And there's a lot of different ways that this stuff applies. And so today I just want to talk to you briefly about something that I think is vastly important as you approach goal setting or taking on an endeavor of any kind. This topic is something that I've personally struggled with, and you know it's something that I've personally experienced. In fact, I had been. This is back in my shooting days when I was going through circuits and hitting the road every couple weeks to go to a shooting tournament. And there's a tournament that I was getting ready for. It was a little bit bigger tournament. I believe it was the U.S. Open back in 2008, 2009, something like that. And anyway, I was getting ready to go, and I wanted to shoot well, obviously, and so I had been practicing. I'd been, making sure that I'm hitting all the training that I need to hit, but I wasn't feeling very confident going into those training sessions or going into the tournament. Really, I just didn't have that. I just didn't have that mental edge, right? I just didn't have. There was something missing. There was doubt, there was fear, there was anxiety. It wasn't feeling great. My training overall, I felt good as far as how I moved and the smoothness and the execution of shots and all that. But mentally, I was feeling kind of down. I was feeling kind of unconfident in the whole process, and I mean, to be perfectly honest, I didn't think that I was going to go to the shoot and actually shoot well. I didn't think that I was going to be able to go and actually win something. I thought I would just be there to kind of put my name in the hat and see how things go, right? Well, I decided, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a mental training program into place, and there's different variations of this and different ways that you can do this. One of my favorite comes from the book called With Winning in Mind. Directive affirmations is what Lanny Basham calls them. You can look that up. But anyway, basically the bottom line is you can, using mental strategies, using thinking patterns and affirmations, and the way you do things on a day-to-day basis, you can influence your confidence and you can influence your self-image on basically the way you see you. And by doing that, you're gonna be able to improve your performance in different areas of life simply because you have that confidence. And so I had done it, followed it to a T, did the daily work, did my affirmations, did my goal setting. I was working on that plan, and I was working on trying to build that confidence going into the shoot. And so I did it all, got to the shoot, and I still wasn't feeling it. And it goes back to, I don't know why, but I just didn't think that I was going to be able to go and win. I mean, that's just what it was. And for whatever reason, maybe I did the directive affirmation wrong. There's maybe a number of things that possibly went wrong in that training. But it made me realize that just because you do the work, just because you put in time, doesn't mean you're automatically entitled to a result of any specific kind. It doesn't mean you're going to succeed, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be getting exactly what you want just because you put in some work. Sometimes there's a lot more work that needs to be put in. In fact, that was the plan, right? That was for me. That was just a stepping stone to the next shoot for me. I believe I actually went to the next shoot and shot way better. I don't recall the details there, but the principle here that I think was a learning lesson for me is that you can't just put the effort in one time and expect to get results from it. You have to be very consistent, and you have to do it over time, again and again and again and again. And that's how true confidence is built, is over long periods of time, of implementation, of working hard, of getting to that place of high performance and then maintaining that high performance. The problem that I see with the words peak performance is that peak indicates that it's the highest point that you can achieve, and you won't get there again, right? And maybe there's multiple peaks, but that's not true high performance. True high performance is something that peaks out and then stays there and maybe even increases more and more. And that's my belief, is that human potential should have an increasing slope, should continue to get better and better and better every single day. Now, just because you had a bad day doesn't mean that you're not getting better, right? It's all about the way you think about maybe those bad days, right? Maybe there's a learning lesson to be had from that day that you can use to propel you up to the next day so that you're continuing that upward slope. And yeah, some days, like I said, you're going to have a bad day in there, and that's okay, right? But the principle that we want to go for is having that increasing slope of high performance. And when we can attain this slope of I'm getting better every single day, confidence is really going to start to build. Now, as you're starting to build that, one of the challenges that I've run into, especially at the shoot that I was preparing for, is that I didn't truly believe in what I was doing. I didn't truly believe that I could go to a tournament and win it. And therefore, regardless of what work that I did, I was not going to get the result that I wanted, because I didn't believe in the beginning. Okay. And now that, for me, I think at that time was just a lack of not putting in enough time, not putting in enough repetitions, not doing my confidence boosters, on a more regular basis to continue to increase that confidence. And, that's my own learning lesson that I had to have, right? If I don't truly believe that I'm going to do something before I try and do it, there's no way. There's not a chance. And that's truly the secret, is you have to break through any belief patterns that are holding you back and holding you down. And a lot of times that's very uncomfortable and very difficult. And so, you just recognize that anything that's worth doing is going to be difficult. And you're probably going to have to put in more time than you're thinking. Because, like I said, just because you put in some time doesn't mean you're automatically entitled or automatically given a specific result. You have to earn it, and that's a big misnomer, I think, in today's society. Is we live in a world of 1 minute McDonald's, and you can pull up anywhere and get a McDonald's and drive away within a 5-10 minute period, depending on the line, right? I mean, I've never seen more people in a hurry to get to McDonald's than any other corner or any other place. I mean, it's just, it blows me away, the people that I've seen pull into McDonald's. Now, I get McDonald's every once in a while, and, I don't think that I'm one of those people that's in a hurry, but I do know that it is convenient, right? And when we live in that kind of a world where convenience is king and convenience is, I mean, talk about a world where we're conditioned to expect instant things. We're conditioned to expect something to happen immediately, simply because we bought something, or simply because we, bought a course, simply because we ran through a mental program to increase or boost our confidence, right? We don't live in a world that, that's not a principle of success, right? Success is built over a long period of time. And so you have to keep that in mind, that anything that's worth doing is going to be difficult, and there's going to be hard times there. And that's okay, because if you can recognize and prepare for that journey, you're going to put yourself in an advantage, and you're going to be able to achieve all the results that you're looking for. So you'll be able to not only get your results, but you'll be able to truly believe in that over time, right? Because early on, it's going to be harder to believe and harder to believe, but as you go, it's going to start getting easier and easier and easier, partly because you're building momentum, but partly because your confidence is starting to go, oh, this is what it's like to win. This is what it's like to win. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And eventually that self-image, the way you see yourself, starts to become part of you, and you start to really be able to really cultivate that and mold it into who and exactly what you want it to be. So I leave you with that anytime you go into something, you have a goal, you have something that you want to achieve, something that you want to go after, let's say. Anytime that's there, if it's truly worth doing, it's going to have its difficulties, and it's going to be hard at first, and you're going to have a little bit of fake confidence. You're going to have to just push through that just a little bit until you've developed enough confidence to go after it and get after it. And so, again, I leave you with that, and I hope that this helps you make that small shift, just that little tweak that gives you just a little bit of hope to go to that next level, to push to that next point that you need to get to, where your confidence can start to flourish. Because a lot of times we're just a few small steps away from our next breakthrough, and it just takes a little bit of a shift in our mindset, in our focus, and the way that we think through things. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Would love to talk to you. I hope you have an incredible day, and I will talk to you soon.